Talk TCG, I would like to talk about why we like randomness in our card games. At its core, a TCG is a random game. Even before you build your deck, you are opening a booster pack. A booster pack with a series of random cards, and you are using that booster pack to then build your deck. We love that excitement of getting a rare card from a booster pack, a card that very few other people have. It's a sense of power. That sense of beating the odds, that sense of improving yourself with that one card that has opened the door to a new strategy with your TCG. Now, of course, if a TCG was a pure skill-based game, we just wouldn't play it. A pure skill-based game means that the better player will win every single time. But with the random aspect of drawing a random set of cards and the order and the sequence of the cards and what they come in and how you can adapt and improvise during your game, that is why we come back to it. Because if you win by a landslide, it's a great story. If you win by a square inch, it's a great story. And if you lose just in the last turn when you thought you had everything set up, it's a great story. The unpredictability is what makes randomness great. So a great personal story that I have from about 15 plus years ago was at a Yu-Gi-Oh tournament with my friend Adam, and it was about the time when Destiny board first came out. So here it is right here. This is the card in my story. This is Destiny board. So at the time, everybody wanted Destiny board because it was the new card. And if you got the F card, which was the trap card that activated, you could then begin to spell out final on the game board. If you managed to spell out final, you won the game. So anyway, my friend and I both had Einal. We were lacking the F card, and the F card was the most valuable one. The other magic ones were fairly common, so we had quite a number of those sequences, but that F card, that card was worth some money. So while we're at the tournament, there was a lot of stands up, and one of them you could buy the F card, and my friend decided to go in. He put £30 down and he bought the Destiny board F card. And he was gloating and going, oh, I've done it, hey, look, I've managed, I've completed it, well done. But I had a feeling. There was something happening, there's something came upon me. And I was looking at the booster packs and I thought, there's one in that booster pack. I know it, there is. So for £3, 1/10 of the price my friend paid, 1/10, I purchased a booster pack that may contain Destiny board. And I opened up that booster pack right then and there, and I looked through those cards right in front of him. And what was there? I didn't know it was there. I had a feeling, but there it was. The Destiny board card. The one that my friend just spent £30 on, and I spent £3 on. And I was so happy with that story, and that has been my greatest randomness story that I've ever had. The fact that in that moment of him achieving something by putting money down and just taking it, he took randomness out of the equation. He said, I want that card, and I rolled the dice. And that's why I absolutely love that Destiny board card, for that story. And I'm sure a lot of you who are fans of different TCGs or creators of your own TCGs have these random stories as well. It doesn't just have to be card pulling from booster packs. It can be actual gameplay, beating the odds, doing something to overcome the bigger guy. Everybody loves an underdog story. And if you have something really good to share, please put in the comments section. I think we should get a little topic going in the comments section. We can all share our stories. We'll have a good time. And let's just show how we were the underdogs and we came out the winners. But of course we can go too far down the randomness rabbit hole, because too much randomness means that we have zero influence on the game and we are just along for the ride. That starts to take away the fun as well. You lose that adapting to what cards you receive, and now you purely just play whatever because anything could happen. That is not as exciting. You need to find the right balance within your TCG between randomness and skill. So randomness can be broken up into two categories. You can have input randomness and output randomness. Now, an easy example to give of input randomness is when you're drawing cards into your hand and seeing what you have. This is a random sequence of cards that you've accumulated from the deck that you've created, and that has created an input randomness. From that point, you can act on that input. An output randomness, on the other hand, is when you create an action and then the randomness occurs after that. So say we're going to a battle on the field and I declare an attack on you, but the effect on my card says that I have to flip a coin to see if that attack will go through. That is an output randomness. And the problem is, as human beings, is we struggle to assess the randomness within games. Usually you'll find the better players are the ones that can assess the odds of the output randomness. This is why things like dice and board games are really good at helping us assess randomness. If you have a 6-sided dice, you tend to know the odds of what you're working with. If you have to hit a 6, you know that over time, with enough rolls, you will average out a 1 in 6 chance. Sometimes you may beat the odds by a small amount, or you may fall short of the odds by a small amount, but usually you will be somewhere within that 1 in 6. And of course the same in coin flipping. We know that over time you will have a 50-50 chance. And it is only our outlook that makes us feel as if we beat the odds or the odds are against us. Some people believe that they always lose the coin flips, and when they win, they go, oh, that's different. And then the same works vice versa as well. But the odds aren't stacked against you and the odds aren't stacked in your favor. It is randomness. But this is the point that I'm finally getting to for when you're making your own homemade TCG. And that is to limit the punishment of your output randomness in your TCG. Have cards, have that input randomness where you can randomly draw into them, and then you can even limit that input randomness by having certain deck pulling card effects within your game. That is all possible. You can implement that if you want to. But in the case of output randomness, when it comes to I will attack you, but I will have to flip a coin to choose whether that attack goes through, we can limit that. Because for a player, or a skilled player even, to make a whole setup of card sequences, formations, tactics, and then move in for attack just for its fate to be decided by a coin flip is torture for a player, and it is not fun at all. What I would recommend that you do is just limit it to a type of bonus system. A critical hit, if you will. So the skill player can do the whole setup, can analyze the tactics, work on the odds of success and failure, and then move in for the attack. If they have to flip a coin to get a critical hit, then in that case, the skill player will perceive that as a bonus. It is not detrimental, it is only gain. Of course, in some situations, that additional critical hit will be vital for the win, and this is where the stories come from. But for a lot of the times, you are limiting the detrimental side of randomness in your TCG. Because I'm sure, as you know, to do everything right in a game, just to have it thrown back in your face from randomness is torture. So once again, the answer to the story is something in the middle. You can't go too random, and you can't go totally not random. You need the right balance. But today you've learned the difference between input randomness and output randomness. If you like more input randomness, then you know now how to change that. You can add cards to reduce that input randomness, or you can make your deck sizes larger to increase that input randomness. It is up to you how you influence your TCG. And as for output randomness, you as the creator sets the odds. You can decide how much randomness you want in the output of your TCG. Whether you want coordinated actions to go through, or if you enjoy that random twist. So it is up to you, TCG creators. Go out and create random chaos if you want, but don't be surprised if your players go running for the hills. Go and have fun. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.